Strategic Plan Highlights 2014 to 2015 Progress Update. As Eastern Suffolk BOCES completes the 6th year of its 7-year strategic plan, we have already accomplished a great deal. Here are some of the ways Eastern Suffolk BOCES has been transforming lives. Strategic Action Plan 1. Improving the educational outcomes of Eastern Suffolk BOCES students. Educational Services Division. This year, the Educational Services Division continued to meet the needs of diverse lifelong learners by providing a full spectrum of cost-effective educational and career learning programs and services. In career, technical, and adult education, work continued with the component school districts to implement the recommendations of the CTE Task Force to innovate, advocate, and rebrand CTE in our region. We increased literacy initiatives by creating ongoing, sustained professional development at each technical center. We created an in-district career technical education option in response to the need to expand accessibility and affordability. A second New York Pathways Innovation Network grant for all of Long Island was written and awarded. As part of the grant, we will continue developing career pathways for all students in specific component school districts. The first cohort of students in our STEM high school was established. Students from Bayshore, Connecticut, Riverhead, and Southampton school districts are currently enrolled. Engineering students began their coursework in the fall of 2014, being introduced to the world of engineering and robotics through Project Lead the Way, a project-based learning model. The students competed in a regional robotics competition and came away first in 2 of the categories. Senator Lavalle's office awarded us 2 $100,000 grants to assist with STEM high school infrastructure. An alumni platform to harness the power of CTE graduates is being developed. Special Career Education developed new course opportunities for students focused on real-world jobs and skills. Internship opportunities doubled for SCE students, ensuring each graduate gains the necessary skills to receive the CDOS credential. Adult programs are important to our region as they are economic drivers to hundreds of families across Suffolk County. Adult cosmetology received accreditation in 2014, which will allow Title IV tuition assistance in the near future. Health Careers is creating a state-of-the-art sim lab, which will allow instructors to simulate patient vitals and symptoms on demand. Every program in the department is investing in curriculum development and improving instruction to improve student outcomes. In the Department of Special Education, we continued our work to enhance curriculum through the implementation of innovative programs. This year, our secondary programs have come together by meeting as a department with content teachers through our Keeping Learning on Track model. Our initiative to support the implementation of iPads to promote 21st century learning is quite a success. We are currently piloting ESBOCES, a program that allows each student to access applications specific to their functioning level, along with Nearpod, a magical educational application that provides our students with amazing, unique learning experiences. We continue to support our component school districts through expanding the provision of regional programs. This year, we added an additional regional alternative high school program at our Islip Academic Center, which services students from the Central Islip School District. We implemented another alternative high school program at our H.B. Ward Technical Center that serves English language learners from East End school districts. Working with Eastern Suffolk BOCES Regional Transportation, some staff members were trained to become licensed bus drivers. This has afforded our students the ability to increase their community education outings consistent with the requirements of the Skills and Achievement Commencement Credential and the Career Development and Occupational Studies Credential. Due to increased enrollment in our academic centers, we are exploring additional space. Next year, some of the students that are currently at our Bellport Academic Center will be relocated to our Islip Academic Center. This will allow for increased enrollment for one of the options at Bellport Academic Center. We also continue to work with our component school districts to gain included space for the students we serve. A transition fair for special education students in our region was coordinated. The continuation of our program-wide anti-bullying program through the use of the OLWIAS prevention curriculum was supported. We are working to ensure that all aspects of the Dignity for All Students Act are fully implemented and consistent throughout the department. To ensure we are hiring the utmost qualified candidates, our hiring committee was centralized for teachers. We implemented and trained classroom teachers in the Leveled Literacy Intervention Program, which is used in our elementary programs. Special education provided training to our developmental teachers who work with students on the autism spectrum by utilizing an electronic program that will transform the paper copies of the picture exchange system into an electronic format. Additional training to our crisis prevention intervention instructors was provided. We are expanding our services in the Special Education Summer Services Program by administering the August Regents. This will allow our students one more opportunity to successfully pass the state assessments. The Special Education Department continues to respond to increasing demands for student academic success in creative and effective learner-friendly ways. Strategic Action Plan 2. Assuring Eastern Suffolk BOCES facilities services and regional leadership for school facilities management. There was a measurable improvement in facilities services to Eastern Suffolk BOCES students, staff, and regional school districts this year. The Operations and Maintenance Department created a new security director position to oversee and expand security programs throughout the agency. Security upgrades in the agency-owned and rented buildings were completed. Existing written safety plans were replaced with electronic mobile versions to better facilitate use in emergency situations. Numerous energy-efficient projects were continued, such as natural gas conversions and the replacement of outdated lighting systems with new LED technology. A pilot program with the state was developed for a fully funded electrical system inspection and maintenance service to ensure emergency shutdown capabilities. The Eastern Suffolk BOCES Plant Facilities Administrator continued to serve as the regional leader for the Director of Facilities in Suffolk County and BOCES statewide on numerous facilities issues. Component school districts' participation in security and environmental consultant COSERS was increased. Construction of the Brookhaven Learning Center kitchen was completed, allowing full preparation of meals on site. The Suffolk Aviation Program was moved to the Gary D. Bixhorn Technical Center, saving the agency approximately $359,000. A successfully negotiated reduction in base rent at the Instructional Support Center at Sherwood saved the agency $250,000. By more effectively using existing space in the agency, the Regional Transportation and Operations Maintenance Offices were moved from Collin Drive to the Instructional Support Center at Sherwood and the Gary D. Bixhorn Technical Center, respectively. This space consolidation saved the agency $68,000. Strategic Action Plan 3. Education and Information Support Services to School Districts to Improve Student Outcomes. The Department of Education and Information Support Services supported improved student learning by increasing the quality and quantity of educational support services and programs. Arts in Education is working with the state on the strategic plan for the new National Arts Standards and was awarded another 4-year multi-million-dollar grant from the United States Department of Education for their Arts Education Model Development and Dissemination Initiative. Curriculum and assessment services continue to reorganize scoring services to incorporate the full service scoring option for all subject areas in grades 3 through 8 for English language arts, mathematics, and science assessments. This reorganization allows our component school districts to keep their teachers in their classrooms for valuable instruction time rather than pull them out for assessment scoring. We are expanding summer enrichment opportunities for students in grades 1 through 6. These enrichment programs are appealing as they offer successful, self-sustaining programs where students are learning skills through experiences that are not typically offered during the regular school year. The Junior ROTC program emphasizes lifelong skills such as leadership, academic and citizenship development, self-discipline, and the military's role in national security. The coursework provides a pathway for the students to continue toward a post-high school career, possible ROTC scholarships, and preferred placement into the military units with increased pay grades. The Model Schools program continued to support school districts with their increasing instructional technology needs and is working in conjunction with the Regional Information Center to further develop our online blended learning offerings. The Professional Development Program continued to provide school districts support for curriculum module implementation, assessment training, and Common Core state standards aligned professional development. We became a New York State Department of Education approved Dignity for All Students Act provider and have held numerous 6-hour certification workshops, which lead to teacher certification. We are moving forward with organizing cluster professional development opportunities for the 2015 to 2016 school year. The school library system continued to offer professional development for school librarians in support of the Common Core state standards. Student Data Services finalized a major agreement with the New York City Department of Education to provide data warehousing and customer service support related to required state accountability data reporting for over 180-plus charter schools in New York City. Student Data Services continue to expand the Medicaid reimbursement support service to assist districts with maintaining accurate, compliant records in order to receive appropriate reimbursement for services provided. Extensive support was provided to district customers regarding state data reporting requirements, processing of New York State assessments and Regents exams, student management, special education data systems, and third-party assessment tools. EISS continues to offer a diverse array of services and programs based on the evolving needs of our many component districts. Strategic Action Plan 4. Human Resources Administration. The Department of Human Resources advances the region's pursuit of excellence by fostering expertise and best practices in the development of our most valuable resources, high-performing people, and quality programs. Human Resources offered professional development to the Personnel Administrative Council from 53 school districts. The Employee Awards Program and new employee orientations were coordinated and implemented. Regular meetings with component school district human resource officials were planned and implemented to support them with all human resources initiatives and requirements. An agency health fair and the second agency financial planning workshop were planned and offered. 4 collective bargaining unit contracts were successfully negotiated. A succession planning program for all levels of agency staff was effectively supported and expanded. The recruitment and hiring of 18 administrators, 68 teachers, and 111 paraprofessionals was productively supported. Strategic Action Plan 5. Communicating Eastern Suffolk BOCES initiatives. The Office of Communications and Research has been busy establishing public information strategies that increase awareness about Eastern Suffolk BOCES programs and services. The office implemented a website for the newly branded Eastern Long Island Academy of Applied Technology, known as The Academy, in collaboration with career technical and adult education staff members. We now oversee 2 websites and have expanded our use of Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, in addition to establishing a LinkedIn account for Eastern Suffolk BOCES staff. Mobile applications for both the Eastern Suffolk BOCES and the Academy websites were developed and established. We continue to train and provide support to all internal website editors for the ongoing development and enhancement of both websites. The planning and implementation of Superintendent's Conference Day in November 2014 was spearheaded. New staff continued to be educated about public relations and Eastern Suffolk BOCES media outlets at all new employee orientations. The public relations and graphics staff redesigned and improved the look of our agency newsletters, highlights, and dialogue. The Media Community Relations Service continued to provide a variety of aid-eligible services that improve school district communication. Participation in the program has increased from 27 to 36 school districts. Strategic Action Plan 6. Researching, improving program services, and advocating for the region. Eastern Suffolk BOCES continued to improve its capacity for research, program service improvement, and regional advocacy. Through the work of the Chief Operating Officer, the District Superintendent, and the Offices of Planning and Program Improvement and Communications and Research, many activities were completed this year. The work of the Family Education Outreach Programs was supervised, in which they provided tutoring assistance and advocacy services to migrant and temporarily housed children and youth in over 35 districts in the Long Island metropolitan area through numerous grants that expanded the scope of the region's services. The work of English as a second language and bilingual programs through the Long Island Regional Bilingual Education Resource Network, Nassau and Suffolk NCLB Title III Consortia, and the Intensive Teacher Institute in Bilingual Special Education was supported. These programs serve all of the school districts on Long Island. The work of the Regional Special Education Technical Assistance Support Center was supervised, as they established standing as the foremost experts in the region on improving outcomes for students with disabilities. The agency worked to solve communication problems, eliminate bureaucratic obstacles, and lobby for local school districts and BOCES needs. School districts were supported with their construction challenges by expediting the state approval process. COSER opportunities for school districts were expanded through the Office of Facilities Planning at the New York State Education Department. Partnerships with the local colleges/universities to collaborate on various initiatives were maintained. The Middle States Association accreditation protocols continue to be implemented, with steps being taken for the next period of accreditation. The transition of the Employee Assistance Program and the Student Assistance Service from the Education Services Division to the Office of Planning and Program Improvement was supported. The agency continued to work with the Long Island Education Coalition and the Suffolk County School Superintendents Association to advocate for public education through research and the development of resources and reports. The Chief Operating Officer co-chaired the SCSSA Legislative Committee, which worked to develop legislative priorities, communicate with elected officials, and develop various legislative resources for use within the region. The agency provided regional presentations on the Long Island education, Costs and Outcomes Report, the Long Island Education Coalition Budget Impact Survey, and various other presentations regarding Long Island educational outcomes and demographics. Active membership in numerous coalitions, work groups, and organizations working to facilitate the pathway between K-12 education, higher education, and business and industry were maintained. The Office of Communication and Research continued to carry out a program of regional education and school district finance research to support the advocacy efforts of the Chief Operating Officer. 20 Eastern Suffolk BOCES employees and a number of Skills USA students participated in Lobby Day 2015 in Albany. Over $26 million of specially funded projects were delivered supporting the region in many areas, including the arts, literacy, library services, technology, special education, bilingual education, family education and outreach, career, technical, adult education, and other topics. Strategic Action Plan 7, ensuring operations, management, and finance. The Management Services Division designed, provided, and facilitated services and specialized information in the areas of administration, technology, support, and management. The rollout of the WinCap web online contract system has been completed. During the school year, all 51 school districts are using the online system to generate their initial service requests. Administrative services continue to work with the purchasing office by reviewing over 50 contracts to ensure that all vendors submitted compliant insurance documents. School districts were supported in the distribution of additional assessment tests. Over 785 tests have been distributed to 38 school districts. The lunch program was expanded to serve the Regional Alternative High School at the Islip Academic Center and the Juvenile Day Reporting Center program. The Auction Services program has sold over $100,000 worth of surplus equipment and vehicles for Eastern Suffolk BOCES and our component school districts. Full building inventories at several of our buildings were completed. We worked with the Federal Aviation Administration to ensure that the sale of various equipment, including 5 planes and 1 helicopter, were made in accordance with their disclosure requirements. The management of the agency's 3,200-plus records retention documents continued. New bids for the Smartboard maintenance and repair, Medical Insurance Consultant Affordable Care Act, and concrete, asphalt, and related worksite improvements were created. We continue to work with school districts to define and enhance specifications, utilizing school district committees for custodial supplies, arts and craft supplies, musical instrument repairs, microcomputer, peripherals and software, physical education, athletic and first aid supplies. We supported all Eastern and Western Suffolk school districts in non-public textbook distribution. Over 14,000 students in the county received textbooks through the program. The division assisted school districts in the printing of the Common Core modules. 12 school districts obtained modules and over 41,000 books were ordered. The agency transitioned from PeopleSoft HR Payroll to WinCap HR Payroll successfully. We had a seamless transition of the internal instructional technology support from the Regional Information Center to the Office of Technology Integration. The rewiring of all instructional sites and classrooms to support increased technology needs was completed. The technology related to the agency-wide security upgrades continued to be supported. All remaining standalone phone systems were upgraded. The agency's Wi-Fi network was expanded to the Department of Special Education's included sites. 32 school districts were provided with State Education Department and Department of Motor Vehicles required training for bus drivers. The use of 4 special education buses was coordinated for shuttle runs, saving the Department of Special Education approximately $18,000. New York State Education Department master instructors were retained as consultants for school districts to use as needed to ensure their transportation staff is in compliance with state regulations. Strategic Action Plan 8, Leading the Region in Technology Services. The Regional Information Center provided an array of innovative administrative and instructional technology solutions and services to our districts and internal stakeholders. We welcomed a new director of the Regional Information Center. The RIC Advisory Council was started. Technology services were provided to school districts in the areas of LAN/WAN support, security, and surveillance. The RIC Network Operations Center was upgraded to increase efficiencies, capitalize on economies of scale, and allow for growth. We offered one-time and multi-year instructional and administrative technology acquisitions. Finance manager districts were supported to meet increasing data collection requirements, and districts were positioned for successful EnVision upgrades. We collaborated with other RICs and ESBOCES to further develop Long Island-wide initiatives and support based on ever-changing needs. Looking forward, we will continue to build and create many opportunities to serve and assist the region. Eastern Suffolk ESBOCES is dedicated to maximizing the educational and career opportunities for Long Island's diverse community.